Hi everyone, this video is going to show my smoke generator for meat smoking. Now this big wooden box contains meat for smoking. This is basically pork. We got some bacon, ribs, knuckles in there, and this down here is a smoke generator. I'm using oak shavings made from nice dry seasoned oak, clean oak. So the shavings go into the generator. You don't have to compact it to do anything. The generator is basically a steel tubing box, 4 inches by 4 inches, about 10 to 12 inches high. It's got 3/4 inch steel pipe welded on the top to one end. On the bottom is raised up off the ground with two profiles, and it's got 3 holes about 10 millimeters, which is like 3/8 diameter. And this steel tube or pipe goes into the chamber, smoking chamber. Now the technical part of this generator is this little tube. That's a little copper tube that goes through the main smoke generator body into central part of that 3/4 inch tube. Now I'm feeding air from the air pump. That's just a normal air pump used for aquariums, for little fish tanks. Now I'm using that air pump to force the air through the little tube into the center of this 3/4 inch pipe, and by doing that, actually forcing the upflow of the smoke from the smoke generator into the smoking chamber for the meat. You will have to keep the top of the smoking chamber closed. I just use another steel plate, quite heavy steel plate, so it can't fall off accidentally. And to start it up, just use a blowtorch on the bottom holes. It only takes 30 seconds or so to start it up, and that sawdust or shavings, they start cindering slowly, and by doing that, nice bit of smoke it's actually produced, and it's forced through the pipe, through the round 3/4 inch pipe into the smoking chamber. You can see there quite a lot of smoke is coming out from under the side of the lid because of the blowtorch. But as soon as you remove the blowtorch, you can see it's just naturally aspirated, cindering on the bottom, and you can see the smoke coming out from the tube. Now, obviously, I have pulled that out of the smoking chamber just to demonstrate how smoke comes out of the tube, but usually that never comes out, only for the cleaning purposes. Now, the amount of sawdust or shavings in that generator can actually produce smoke for about 2.5 hours, depending on how dry shavings are, and probably depends on the temperature as well. I never really went too deep into the science of that, but it certainly works. Sometimes if shavings are not quite dry, after about half an hour you might need to restart it, but usually I use very dry seasoned oak, always have some on storage in the garage. I got plenty of it. Now, if you look inside of the smoke chamber now, you can see just about a small amount of smoke reaching the top, because most of it is right down on the bottom. It will take probably up to 5 minutes to reach the top and fully engulf this meat smoking chamber. Now this is 5 minutes later. You can see how much smoke is actually inside of the meat chamber. It completely engulfed the meat. So it will be gently smoking for a couple of hours until that sawdust or shavings are completely extinguished, burned out and extinguished, which is enough for one smoke in 24-hour period. Now this is the pump. It's quite simple and cheap pump. It's only 3.5 watts, so it's very, very low consumption. It's got two outputs at 3 liters per minute. I would imagine where I rejoined both outlets into one. Yes, it is into the one slightly larger tube, but it's still, there is a fair amount of tubing there. I probably reduced the flow, so it's probably not 6 liters a minute. It's probably doing something like 4.5, 5 liters a minute, which is really harmful for this chamber. I mean, the chamber itself, it's 2 foot by 2 foot in the base and 4 foot high from the legs up to the top, constructed out of spruce ply, 1/2 inch thickness. It's very simple construction. I made it about 4 years ago maybe, and regularly using it. That size chamber will accommodate about half of pig, which will hold about 40 to 50 kilos of meat, various parts of meat. I got loads of bony bits as well, like ribs or knuckles, which we love to put in some kind of stews, because it gives that nice smoky flavor to stew, like a bean stew or cabbage stew or anything else like that. It's a proper delicacy. Also, I use it to smoke sausages, like a chorizo style or similar.